Hello everybody, this is Hybrid, and today I'll be reviewing Superior Spider-Man issue number 3. Now, in this issue, a quick recap, Spider-Man gets a spider signal from J. Jonah Jameson, and Spider-Man destroys it. Now, the reason why is actually very smart. He says, it's a giant beacon in the sky announcing to all my enemies where they could find me, which is very idiotic. In turn, he's dissing the bat signal, but he makes a good point, that leaves the possibility someone can just attack you there or commit a crime somewhere else because they know you're going to be there. It's not that smart, really. So then Spider-Man, because it's about the Vulture crimes, and since Vulture's harness traditionally leaves an electromagnetic kind of trail, Spider-Man he alters his lenses so he can detect the magnetic signatures from Vulture's wings, and he does. And we also have Peter Parker in the background who's saying, remember, this guy is an old man. He's, you can't just go all out on him. You have to, don't break him. And in the process, Doc Ock has a flashback to when he and Vulture were talking back when he was Doc Ock, and it was really interesting. We get to see a side of Vulture we don't really see that probably only a villain would see because he's spending time with him without them fighting. And it seems like the Vulture is actually a kind of smart guy who all he wants to do is, make that big score and then retire. Spider-Man goes to the Vulture's lair, and we have the Vulture's little minions there too. He's very straightforward. He's like, you know what? I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to fight. All I want to do is give you this proposition. You stop right now. No more crimes, schemes, master plans. Leave the life of crime, and I will give you a lot of money. You could just retire, go somewhere. And the Vulture thinks it's a joke. Spider-Man, or Doc Ock Spider-Man, he wasn't joking though. He was actually serious because to a degree he sees him as an old friend. And with that being said though, Spider-Man he pushes back one of the Vulture minions, and it turns out it's just a kid, which reminds Doc Ock of when his father abused him as a child, which upsets him horribly. He's just upset about the fact that he ended up hitting a child. So he decides to not hold back against the Vulture anymore, and they fight in the sky a bit, and he does essentially plan Epsilon 2, which is the little spider bot, one of the ones he made, goes on the spider signal, uses all the power in the police building, and fires a massive fires a massive amount of light out, in turn blinding whatever is going over it, which happened to be the Vulture. Vulture and Spider-Man are in the air, and without him being able to see, that is, he's falling, and Spider-Man holds him there too. He holds him to fall, because as he says, you know what, this world has no more use for you. And he's going to help him step in the light, which is it's cruel, but at the same way, kind of just. And Carly's upset. She's like, there's no way that Spider-Man would really do this. What's going on? And he's like, you burnt this man and cut him to pieces. And he said, you know what? He was using children. He was harming children, and I couldn't let him get away with it. So it seems like Carly is in now on the whole, maybe Spider-Man isn't who she thinks he is kind of deal. And also, I just want to say I really enjoyed this issue. Because personally, we go into Doc Ock's character more. We truly see that he's not as black and white as we might have thought he was before when he was a villain. And that's one of the best things about something like this, is that you can really see the shades of gray with the character. Also, the Vulture, we got to see him again. It is kind of upsetting though that he used children as his henchmen. I can see why Spider-Man would be upset about that, especially if you're in Doc Ock's case where, that makes him feel like his father hitting him when he was a child. So yeah, I'm actually surprised that he just didn't snap his neck on the spot. But in all honesty, great issue yet again. The series has been pretty solid, even though it is only 3 issues so far. Dan Slott has been pretty solid, and yeah, 9 out of 10.